Today, today I'm going to talk about a passage from Proverbs 5. Our Father put in my heart to talk about it for some purpose. He put it in my heart. I don't know what's going on in your life. If you're listening to this right now, you're married, but remain faithful to your partner in life. If you tie the knot, on that day, you said, "I do." You made your vows. You have to keep your vows. You can't break them. So. And those, they're divorced. I'm sorry you got divorced. Sorry it didn't come out right. Sorry he must was it Mr. Right or Mrs. Right? Mrs. Right. But this is what the Lord put in my heart to talk about. I don't know if it's gonna be helpful to those who are listening and those who are single, but it's very interesting what it says right here. Let me put it here on my phone, the Bible verse. It's a passage from Proverbs chapter 5, verses 15 to 20. Here, King Solomon is giving instructions to his children, about marital status, that you don't go around with women, or they're going to ruin your life. That's what basically he's talking about right here in verses 1 to 13, 14. That's what he's talking about. How did I listen to my dad, when he told me to not go with a woman, I don't know if you guys been doing that. I did that many times, and messed up my life, so, and there you go. But Proverbs chapter 5, verse 15 to 20 says, drink water from your cistern. Cistern is like a tank, you hold water underground. And ancient times, Old Testament, they will get put clay, and when it broke, all the water would leak out, all the water from the well. But this is right here, flowing water from your own well. See, this is a cistern. The cistern's on the bottom, but the well's at the top. And the flowing water comes from the rain or the rainwater, or that's where it comes from. Should your springs be scattered upward on streams of water in the streets. He's talking about here is giving a politic image that you don't want to go sleeping around, with different partners, STDs, or worse consequences, ruin your life, like I said at the beginning. But it says right here, let your be for yourself alone and not for strangers with you. See, can't be going around sleeping around and saying you're married, right? You have a ring, you made a covenant with your partner, like the cistern. You can't break it. You can't break the covenant. Your marriage has to be strong, like the cistern. There cannot be no cracks in it. It has to be strong, really solid. But it says right here, let your fountain be blessed and rejoice in the wife of you. See, you have to have your covenant. You made a covenant with your wife, with your vows. You said your vows at the altar. You have to keep them. Says a lovely deer and goes through dough. I don't know how she looks like. But later on, she's gonna say, "Oh man, you don't look like you used to." But it happens, for those who are married, probably you don't see your wife when she was young again anymore, right? They look beautiful and everything, but now maybe wrinkled on skin and everything's, not looking like her no more. She looks in the mirror. But anyways, we see her. Let your breast fill you at all times with delight. Yeah. You have to be satisfied with your wife. Everything of your wife, you have to be satisfied. You can't be satisfied with another woman. If you're a man watching this, if you're a woman, you can't even be satisfied with another man. Period. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5, you have heard it said, do not commit adultery, but say whoever looks upon a woman to lust after her has committed adultery with her in his heart. So if you look, of a woman with lust, you're committing adultery with your heart. You really messed up. So, and it says, be intoxicated always with new love. Yeah, you have to love her always, not the woman. Don't go after another woman. Why should you be intoxicated, my son, with a forbidden woman, embrace the bosom of an adulteress? No, you don't want to go after that one, but after those women, right? Amen. Watching this. But this is what it says. Pretty interesting. It says Proverbs chapter 5 verse 15-20 is a politic exhortation within the wisdom literature of the Bible, which is the book of Proverbs, emphasizing marital fidelity and the dangers of adultery. Here's the structure explanation. Metamorphical imagery. Water as substance of verses 15. Drink water from your own cistern, running water from your own well. Cistern well symbolizes the marital status as a private self-sustaining source. It urges satisfaction in one's marriage rather than seeking for females as well. Can't be going around sleeping around with different partners. You can't do that. If you're married, you made a covenant with your wife. You set the vows and everything. You have to keep them. You have to be faithful. You have to be loyal, faithful, and committed. In your marriage. But it says right here, exclusivity and protection, verses 16 to 17. Sure, your springs overflow. Overflowing streams warns against squandering marital blessings, love, intimacy, publicly or for strangers. See, you don't want to go after men, watching this right now, after other women, especially if they lead you astray, and they're gonna mess up your relationship with God. You're a Christian man watching this right now, emphasizing guarding exclusively of the marital bond to prevent misuse or infidelity. As a warning. Number 3, celebration of marital joy. Material joy, marital joy. This is verses 18 to 19. May you're bound to be blessed. Verse 18, a blessing along with life of joy with one spouse. See, a wife, the wife of your roof. Encouraging appreciation of the marriage covenant, because you made a promise. You can't break it. Once you tie the knot, you can't break that knot. You can't do that. Like loving doll talks together with her love. I don't know how she looks like. Only you do. But it doesn't matter how she looks like. You still have to love her. No matter what. If she got an accident, and her face is disfigured, will you still love her? Or she lost a limb? Or she got sick, she got cancer. We still love her. Her hair fell off. Really interesting, huh? That's how you know you love your wife, if that happens to her. What is this? What is it saying of vows? For sick or poor, to death to us part. Right? But it says right here, uses a tender, natural imagery of doe and deer. Yeah. Every single doe, a female deer, they're beautiful animals. The depict of wife's grace and the husband call to find continuous satisfaction and passion within a marriage. Yeah, that's only you have to be satisfied with your wife, not another man's wife or a woman out there. Warning against adultery. Verse 20 says, really, Christians challenge the folly of seeking one spouse. Why embrace a wayward woman? Why you want to go after a woman outside you didn't even know? That's just gonna mess up your life, ruin everything, Especially if you're a Christian man watching this now, that's just gonna mess up your whole relationship with God. Contrast the stability of marital love with the destructive consequences of infidelity. You have to love your wife. It doesn't matter what's going on with her. She gets sick, her hair falls off, she gets gray hairs. Just to love her, and to death do us part, right? Very sad. I always hear about divorces, but that's where we live in. Culture and theological context. This is covenantal show unfaithfulness. In ancient Israel, marriage was a sacred covenant. Adultery is violated social, moral, and divine laws. Yeah, when they caught the adulteress, in an act, she'll be stoned to death, together with the adulterer. That was a penalty in the Old Testament. Yeah, that was that bad. Wisdom contrast. Proverbs often contrast wisdom, contentment, and God's design. It does, yeah, because you have to do that. You have to understand what God is saying. You have to obey Him. But fully destructive temptations here, fidelity wise, is adultery is foolish. It is. Period. End of story. Now, I don't understand why you got married your wife, part when you guys were young and everything in high school. And you said, man, she's beautiful, man. I'm going to marry her. But now she looks ugly and everything, Well, you think she looks ugly, and now you're going after another woman because she's beautiful. That's a no-no. In God's eyes. Broader themes, contentment encourages finding fulfillment in one's own blessing rather than coveting others. So you don't want to covet another wife. That's one of the commandments, right? They should not covet others' wife, the things that they have, their animals and all that. Private versus public. Martial intimacy is to be cherished privately, avoiding public shame and conflict. See that? Everything has to stay in the marriage bed. It says in Hebrews 13 that marriage is honorable. And God's going to bless it. But those who commit adultery and everything, God's going to judge them. Application mutual of fidelity, while addresses to men, the principles apply reciprocity. I don't pronounce that word. Reciprocity, I think I got it. Guard against temptation, invest in martial love to avoid fleeting, harmful pleasure. See, Paul the Apostle said in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 1, man should not touch a woman, or talking about sexually. If you're a married man, watching this now, you shouldn't touch another woman. Only your wife to satisfy you. It says right here, conclusion, Proverbs 5 verses 15 to 20 uses vivid metaphors to advocate for the beauty and security of martial faithfulness. Yeah, you have to be faithful in your marriage, and to the end, until one of you die. You can't be committing adultery. You can't be sleeping around at work. You can't be lusting after the woman over there, or at work, or anywhere else. You can't do that. It contrasts the life-giving joy of commitment in a relationship with emptiness and danger of adultery. See, that's what it leads to. It just reduces you to nothing. Urging believers to cherish and protect their martial bonds. See that? So this this message was directly, to those that are married. Christian man, I'm talking to you. If you said your vows at the altar, and everything else, you have to be committed to that marriage. You can't let your streams be aborted in the streets. To share with other strangers. You can't do that. You can't do that. You have to share with your own wife. You have to love her as she is. That's a graceful dear. So you're watching this right now. Tell your wife you love her. If she's close to you, tell your you love her. Give her a hug. Leave her love notes. On the refrigerator stuck right there. Give her a gift. Or if she's at work, tell her, baby, I love you. Say something like that. Make her day. And go on a date with her. Make something very exciting for her. So your marriage could be satisfying, and if you're both born to be Christians, it is much better because you will pray together, and especially study the Word together. But if you're married, watching this right now, remain faithful to your wife, and to the end. It doesn't matter how she looks. If her face is disfigured, or she got cancer, hair is falling down, or she got a skin disease, or whatever. What did you say in the vows? To take us into health, right? So you have to do that, So that's I got to say today, and I know I'm gonna be judged because people are gonna say, oh, you're not married, you don't know how it is to be married. Well, I almost got married twice. I got engaged twice, and God said, no, it's not them, and so I don't think I'm gonna get married at all. The only one I'm married is to Jesus Christ by faith, because he's our bridegroom, right? And we're waiting for him to return. So that's what I got to say today. God bless you.